We got back from a 2-week trip across Asia, so we stayed in Tokyo, Kyoto, and Shanghai, and we stayed at 5 different hotels, all booked with points. And I'm ranking every single one on a tier list from S to C, and I'm also breaking down exactly how I booked each one, the points program, and the transfer strategy of all of it, so you can book these yourself if you're interested in booking any of these hotels. My name is Max, and I help people maximize their airline miles, hotel points, and credit card points. If you like this sort of stuff, remember to like and subscribe button down below, and let's get started. So starting off strong, the Edition Toranomon Tokyo is gonna get an S tier for me. So I'm gonna go in the order that we stayed in at all of these hotels. I booked this using Chase Points Boost through my Chase Sapphire Reserve for 113,284 points for a total of 3 nights. I did a whole other video on this redemption, which I'll link up here or down below in the description. You can go check that out. And if you're interested in the Chase Sapphire Reserve at all or any credit cards, I have links down in the description, and using those links helps support my work. You can also go to maxbalancepoints.com/cards as well. It's actually our first Edition hotel that we've ever stayed in, and we kind of just fell in love with it. It matches our aesthetic perfectly. It's upscale, but not too pretentious. You walk in and it's sleek and modern and cool, and it's not too stuffy like a lot of the Park Hyatts that tend to be like super stuffy. So the rooms were super comfortable, service was on point, and the views of Tokyo Tower were pretty amazing. So you have to get a room with a Tokyo Tower view because the building is really close to Tokyo Tower. The Chase Points Boost redemption saved us a ton of points compared to transferring to Marriott. I think Marriott wanted like 325 or 350,000 points if we transferred our points over. Instead, I booked through Chase Points Boost, and it cost us 113,000 points instead. So that's a really cool redemption. Something to keep in mind is that Chase Points Boost through the Chase Travel Portal can be a good option. Then from Tokyo, we took the bullet train down to Kyoto, and we stayed right by Kyoto Station just because of convenience, and we stayed at the Thousand Kyoto. Thousand Kyoto, I'm giving a B because I booked with I Prefer points, and I transferred Citi ThankYou points at a 1-to-4 ratio. So 38,000 Citi ThankYou points transferred over to I Prefer gave me 152,000 I Prefer points for a 3-night stay. I had to transfer 38,000 because you need to transfer in 1,000-point increments. And a quick note on that is that currently of making this video, that transfer is 1-to-4 from Citi over to I Prefer, but starting in mid-April, they're going to drop that to 1-to-2, which is half the value. So the hotel itself, modern, quiet, clean, and the rooms are spacious, especially for Japan, which if you've been to Japan, you know what I'm saying. It's like some of those hotels are really tiny. Now, I wouldn't call this a luxury hotel. They call it a luxury hotel, but it's more of like an upper mid-tier sort of hotel. Think of it like a Hyatt Regency level. It's nice, but it's not going to blow you away. I think the main selling point is that its location is right next to Kyoto Station. I'd stay here though again, just because of that location. It's literally across the street from Kyoto Station, but it makes it easy for any day trips or anything like that. Then we took the train from Kyoto over to Osaka, and then we flew out of Osaka over to Shanghai. Before I get into the 2 hotels that I stayed at in Shanghai, super important thing to do before you go to mainland China is to get the right eSIMs. The thing is, like, China has this thing called the Great Firewall, where Gmail, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook are all blocked and behind this firewall. I tested out an Airlo eSIM and it worked perfectly, and you don't need a VPN either. Airlo has eSIMs for a ton of different countries and regions, super easy to install, and I landed in Shanghai with access to everything as if I was not behind a firewall. Even at your hotel, if you connect to the Wi-Fi, you're behind the firewall as well. So what I did oftentimes was that I hotspotted off my cell phone with my Airlo eSIM, and I was able to browse the internet as if I was not behind a firewall. So that came in super clutch as well. If you want a $3 discount on your first Airlo eSIM, use my code MAX3 down below, and I'll link it down in the description as well. So make sure you get an Airlo eSIM if you plan to go to China anytime soon. So now let's jump back into the 2 hotels that we stayed at in Shanghai. We checked into the Waldorf Astoria on the Bund. So there's 2 Waldorf Astorias in Shanghai to keep in mind. This one is particularly the one on the Bund. And for this one, I'm gonna give it an A tier because you can book the Waldorf Astoria on the Bund for 95,000 Hilton points per night for a standard room, or you can use a free night award if you have one as well. There's 2 parts of the hotel. There's a historic building out front right on the Bund, and then there's also the more modern tower in the back. And so if you get a room in the historic building, especially the one that's facing the Bund and you can see the Shanghai skyline, it's really something really cool. But if you get a room in the more modern tower, the more updated tower, and you get a Shanghai skyline view as well, it's still really cool. The rooms are nicely pointed, good finishes, very comfortable, and decent size on the room size as well. I think it's a great option if it's your first time in Shanghai, and it's on the Bund, so it's close to a lot of the touristy stuff, and it gives you all the experiences of staying in a historical landmark while still being modern and really comfortable. You can get Hilton free night certificates from the American Express Hilton cards, and so you can go check that out on my website as well. But before we stayed at the Waldorf, we actually stayed 3 nights at the Andaz in Shanghai, and this one I'm giving a C, mostly because it's old. It feels really old. I think it might have been cool in like 2015, but it's really showing its age. The reason why I'm giving it a C is that points wise, it's actually pretty cheap points wise. For 3 nights, it cost us 36,000 Hyatt points, so just 12,000 points per night, which is really affordable. We got upgraded to a suite as well, which sounds great and all, but it was kind of odd. There was like a little fitness corner, and then some of the bathroom fixtures and stuff like that were just kind of strange altogether. The reason why I'm not giving it a D is that it has a great location and it's just cheap on points. 12,000 points per night, not too bad at all. I wouldn't recommend the hotel, but if you have just 12,000 points per night to spend and you're looking for a decent stay, then the Andaz Shanghai works. I don't think we would be staying there again though. And last but not least, from Shanghai, we flew back to Tokyo, and the Park Hyatt Tokyo, I'm going to give it a B. And so a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, but it's just an iconic hotel. It's luxury and it's a high value points redemption. I spent 110,000 Hyatt points for 3 nights, so broken down as 40,000 points on the first night, 35,000 points on the following 2 nights, and I transferred Chase points over to the World of Hyatt to book. The rooms are beautiful. The service is excellent. On paper, it checks every box, but the location is a deal breaker in my opinion. And this is where it loses just points for me. It's in Shinjuku, but it's kind of tucked away. It's like 15 to 20 minute walk to Shinjuku Station, which doesn't sound too bad, but like when you're in Tokyo, you're going to be out and about a lot. And so if you go out and about like twice during the day, you're wasting like an hour or more just walking back and forth between the hotel and Shinjuku Station. Yes, there's a transfer bus and you can grab a taxi and stuff like that to Shinjuku Station, but I mean, that's just more work. It kind of deters you from wanting to go out and check out Tokyo. So just keep that in mind. That's how important the location is to me in Tokyo. For reference, I think the Andaz in Tokyo or the Hyatt Centric Ginza are much better spots and locations that have better access to public transportation that makes it easier to get around town in Tokyo. And the way that I booked this was that I transferred Chase points and some built points over to the World of Hyatt to make this booking. And so if you want to go check out the built cards, I'll also link that down in the description down below, and using that link to help support my work. So for the final tier list, this is what I have: the Edition Toranomon S, Waldorf Astoria on the Bund A, the Thousand Kyoto B, Park Hyatt Tokyo B, and Andaz Shanghai C. All the cards I mentioned, the Chase Sapphire Reserve, the American Express Hilton cards, and the built cards and stuff like that, I'll link it down in the description. Or you can go check it out at maxmilespoints.com/cards, and applying through those links helps support my work. I also send a weekly newsletter where I break down the best deals, transfer bonus alerts, and new video drops all the time. It's a completely free newsletter, so they can sign up down in the description and go check that out. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you agree or not with my rankings, especially with the Park Hyatt? I know it's going to be a hot take that I ranked it as B. Most people will probably give it an A or an S tier, but it's just a super nice hotel. It's just something I would not book again. Hit the like and subscribe button down below. I'll put some more videos on screen right now that you can go check out to help you maximize your points even more. Oh, I broke down how I redeemed my credit card points for the flights to get to Asia over here, so you can go check that out. And thanks for watching this far, and I'll see you guys in the next one.